the recording and read the waiver, and we'll go ahead and get started with our amazing workout. In order to make these classes as freely accessible to our participants as possible, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you move nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you are participating in a yoga class or class that involves lying on the ground, we recommend that you use a mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice and care as needed. William Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination and follow the healthcare advice of your provider before participating. Okay, one more little disclaimer before I get started. I was just telling Emma this. I have an ant problem in my apartment, and I called maintenance, and they're supposed to be coming today. And it would be just our luck that they come during class. So if that happens, I'm going to go let them in really fast so they can get rid of the bugs, and then I'll come right back. So we're going to go ahead and get started in a seat on our mat. Just any comfortable seat, whatever feels good to you. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling your shoulders back, lengthening your spine. You can close your eyes here. Start to notice your breath. Try to sit up a little taller. Imagine the string is pulling your head up. Feeling that breath expanding your rib cage 360 degrees around, really filling up on your inhales. Exhaling all your air out on your exhales, so you have lots of room to fill up with new air. Keep rolling those shoulders back, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. You can keep your eyes closed or open them, whichever feels better to you. Coming back up to center, bring that left ear to your left shoulder. Coming back up to center, look down towards the ground. And look up towards the ceiling. Coming back to center, look over that right shoulder. Back to center and over your left shoulder. Coming back to center, taking some shoulder rolls towards the front of the room. And switching directions. Just letting go of your day here, knowing that the next 45 minutes are just for you. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears as far as they can go. Then roll them down and back. Imagine your shoulder blades are going together in the back. Then taking some wrist circles and switching directions. Shaking out those wrists a little bit. Then bring your hands into tiny little fists. Then extend your fingertips wide. Good, come back to little fists, extend wide. Keep going like that at your own pace, kind of fast. This helps to strengthen the tendons going to your wrist, helping to prevent injuries. And then start bringing your thumb inside of your fist and do the same thing. Keep going for 3, 2, 1. You can shake out your wrists a little bit again. Then inhale your arms up. Tip over towards the right, bringing either your forearm or your hand down to the ground, keeping both hips down on the mat. Coming back up to center and then go over towards the other side. Really rolling your shoulders open. Coming back up to center and then fold forward over your legs, rocking side to side here. Coming back up to center, interlace your fingers behind your back and roll your shoulder blades together. And then switch which thumb is on top so your fingers are interlaced the opposite way. Releasing that, coming back to center, taking one more deep inhale. Exhale everything out. Coming into a tabletop when you're ready, with your wrists right underneath your shoulders, your knees right underneath your hips. Really pulling that core up and in. Imagine your belly button is going towards your spine and then also up towards your face. Start to drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, looking up a little bit for cow. And exhale into cat, looking towards your thighs. Good, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to that neutral spine, really spreading those fingertips wide, tucking your toes under and lift your knees off the ground about 1 inch, coming into bear pose. Really engaging that core here. Trying to keep that tabletop form, just your knees are lifted. Holding for 3, 2, 1, pressing straight back to downward facing dog. Can pedal out your feet here. On your next inhale, coming forward to plank. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale forward and exhale back. Last time, inhale and exhale, pressing back. Looking forward towards your hands, start to walk your feet up to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Just hanging out here, you can grab opposite elbows, you can bend your knees, sway side to side. You can nod your head yes and no. Releasing that bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. 1 vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing. Your head is the last thing to come up. When you get to the top, inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, tip over towards the right, bringing your right arm down to your right leg. Coming up through center, tipping over towards the left. Coming back up to center, and then bring your hands to heart center. Rolling your shoulders back and closing your eyes. Little micro bend in your knees. Feet planted on the mat. Core engaged. Face relaxed. Notice the difference in your body between now and when we started class just a few minutes ago. And thank yourself for making this difference. Taking 1 more deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Start to open your eyes and inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Stepping back to that plank, holding here. And then pressing back to downward facing dog. We're going to come down to a tabletop. Again, spreading your fingertips wide. Your hips are right above your knees. When you look through your thighs, you shouldn't be able to see your feet because they're right behind you. Start to extend that right leg back, then tap it down, lift it up, crunch your knee to your right elbow, then extend it back. Good, tap it down, lift it up, crunch into your right elbow, extend it back. Keep doing that at your own pace. Keeping that core engaged the whole time. This is working a lot of things. It's working your core, and the working leg is working right where your hamstring connects to your glute muscle. And then the stabilizing leg, which is your left leg, is working that side hip muscle. Let's do one more round of this. Bring your knees back together, then extend that right leg up to a donkey kick. Bring it back down. Keep going like that at your own pace. This is working your glute muscle and your hamstring. Keep engaging your core, knowing that you can always switch your hands. You can come to gorilla fists or come down onto your forearms. Do whatever feels best to you. Let's take one more, hold at the top and pulse it higher. Really pointing or flexing that foot, keeping it engaged. Keep pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing that leg back down. Take a 1 second break. Then lifting that leg out to a fire hydrant and then bring it back a little bit so your leg is at a 45-degree angle. We're just going to pulse that leg up and down. You should really feel this in your side hip. I feel it more in the side hip of my standing leg, so maybe you guys do too. Keep pulsing. Make sure you're breathing. Trying to keep that leg parallel to the ground. Keep going for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your legs back down. Last exercise on this leg, and then we're going to switch. We're going to do rainbows or triangles. So cross your leg over the other leg and tap your toe down. Inhale it up to the top, then exhale over to the other side of your mat and tap your toe down. Inhale up and exhale down. Keep going at your own pace, remembering those hand variations. Glute exercises are actually a really good way to warm up for ab exercises because hopefully all movement is originating from your core, but especially when you have to lift your legs or crunch them in, you're really engaging all your core muscles. Let's take 3 more of these. Last 2. Last 1. Replacing that knee back down. We're going to go straight to the other side. So that left leg goes back. Tap your toe down. Inhale it up. Crunch left knee to left elbow. Extend it back. Tap down. Inhale up. Crunch in. Keep going at your own pace. When you crunch your abs in, try to really hollow out your stomach, if that makes sense. You're really arching your back so that you can bring that leg forward. We're going to take 4 more of these. You are looking great. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Replace your knees back together for 1 second. Then kick that left leg back for a donkey kick. Put knees together, back for that donkey kick. Try not to let your back arch too much. There's an ant on my computer right now. It's really just proving my point here. Keep doing this for 5. Last 4. Last 3. 2. 1. Hold at the top and pulse that leg higher. You got it. Maybe this side feels a little harder than the other side because it's already a little tired. That just means we're really working that muscle. So as long as it's not hurting in any way, keep going. Keep pulsing for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace your knees back together. Lift that left leg out for a fire hydrant and then bring it about 45 degrees back. We're going to pulse that leg up and down. This is really working your obliques to lift that leg up. Good. Keep pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees back together. Last exercise on this leg. Remembering you can always come to your knuckles or your forearms. Extending that left leg behind you. Cross it over your right leg. Tap it down. Inhale it up. And then exhale, tap it down over to the left side. Inhale up and exhale down. These are rainbows or triangles. Let's take 4 more of these. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Replacing those knees together. We're going to step that right foot forward in between your hands, coming into low lunge. You can back up that left knee if that feels good to you. Just pausing here, stretching out that hip flexor that might be tight from those exercises. And then reach around with that right arm, maybe bending that left knee and grabbing onto your foot, stretching out your thigh. Releasing that leg back down, pressing back to half split, straightening your front leg, flexing your front foot. You're doing amazing. Coming back to that low lunge, tuck your back toes under, step back to plank, and switch sides. That left foot comes forward, right leg goes back. Coming into low lunge, pausing here. Reaching around with that left arm, and then maybe reaching for your right foot. Releasing that leg and pressing back to half splits. Feeling that stretch on the entire back of your left leg. Coming back forward to that low lunge, tucking your back toes under, stepping back to plank, and pressing back to downward facing dog. Coming down to a child's pose with your knees apart and your feet together. Releasing your forehead down to the mat. Taking a few breaths here before we go back into our workout. Taking one more breath in, one more breath out. Coming up to tabletop. And then we're going to come into a forearm plank with our knees down. So you can just kind of bring your arms down. Maybe you have to scoot your knees back a little bit and just hold here. We're going to start our ab workout also working our arms and then flip over and work on our back, just on our abs. We're just holding here. You can always come off your knees and come into a straight leg forearm plank, or you can stay down on your knees, whatever feels better to you. Make sure you're really pressing up and out of your shoulders so you're not sinking down. And then start to bring your butt up a little bit and then bring it over towards the right, tapping that hip towards the ground. Bring it up to center, tap down towards the left, and back up to center. Keep doing that at your own pace, coming into these plank hip dips. Again, you can do this with straight legs. It's really important that you're not actually having that good plank form when you're doing these. Your butt should be a little higher than like your back and everything, because it helps protect your lower back. Let's do 3 more to each side. Last 2. Last 1. Coming back to center, you can stay on your knees or come up onto your feet and keep your butt back in line with your back this time. Coming up onto your right hand, then your left hand, then down onto your left forearm, down onto your right forearm. Then you're going to go left hand, right forearm, left forearm. Keep switching like that. These are called plank up downs. These are so good for your abs. They really work your rectus abdominis, which is like the front abs that you see in a six-pack. They work your obliques, which are your side abs. They also get into your transverse abdominis, which is those muscles that you can't see, but really make your abs stronger. They're like inside. Let's do 2 more rounds on each side. 1 more round. Okay, now we're going to come into straight arm plank. You can always be on your knees, or you can come up onto your toes. We're just going to hold this for a second. We only have a few more plank things, and then we're going down to our back. This is strengthening your arms as well. We're going to start to come into mountain climber, slowly bringing that right leg forward, and then back, then left knee in, then back, moving super slowly. We're just going to take 5 on each leg. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good, coming down to that tabletop, crossing your ankles and coming back to lie down on your mat. Make sure you have enough room to lie down so that your head is still on your mat. Slowly lowering down to the ground. Having your feet planted, knees up towards the sky, hands behind your head, making sure your elbows are wide and you're looking up towards the ceiling. You could fit an apple in between your chin and your chest so you're not scrunching your chin all the way in. I'm going to start to come into some crunches. So exhale up, inhale down. You don't have to go up very far, just enough to feel that engagement in your abs. Moving nice and slow. There's benefits to doing crunches fast as well, but in yoga and Pilates, movements are done nice, slow, and controlled. moving with conscious effort and not momentum. We're going to keep doing these crunches. This time you're going to bring your hands to your thighs, crunch up and tap your knees, and back down to your thighs. Good, crunch up, tap, and down. We're going to do 10 of these. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release back down. Bringing your knees over towards the left. You're in a little twist. We're gonna do those crunches again. Bring your hands behind your back, your head, and then crunching up, really feeling those obliques engage and releasing down. Right, crunching up, releasing down. You want to exhale when you're exerting force. So when you go up, that's your exhale. You're going to inhale when you're releasing back down. They did a really interesting study where they found that people had much more results if they were breathing right during their workout, which the first part is just getting through the workout. But once you've gotten that, you can concentrate on your breath, and it actually helps promote muscle growth development. Let's take 3 more of these. Last 2. Last 1. Coming back down and switching sides, going straight up into those crunches on this side. Hopefully everyone's abs will be a little bit sore tomorrow. What better way to spend your spring break day? Keep crunching for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Coming back to center. Little bit of a tiny break exercise, bringing your knees up to the sky, feet down. Extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. Lower it down to a hover, and then lift it back up so you feel stretch in your hamstring, and lower it back down to that hover. Keep going at your own pace here. This is getting into your lower abs. So really making sure that your lower back is connected or almost connected to the ground. Let's do 2 more here. Last 1, replace that leg down straight to the left side, lower it down to a hover, bring it back up. You are all doing amazing, you're so strong. Trying to keep that leg as straight as you possibly can, so you're getting that stretch at the top. Engaging that lower core. Relaxing your shoulders down. Last 2. Last 1, replace that knee back down. Bring your hands back behind your head again. We're going to crunch your right elbow to your left knee. Coming back to center, opposite knee to opposite elbow, then back to center. Keep going at your own pace. So we're switching sides. We're not staying on the same leg the whole time. Even though you're crunching your head up, try not to bring your chin all the way to your chest because you don't want to crunch your neck like that. This is, again, working your obliques because we're crossing our lines of our body. Let's do one more on each side. Releasing back down, bringing your legs to 90-degree angles. Your shins are parallel to the ground. Your arms are straight up from your shoulders. Then release opposite leg and opposite arm down to a hover. Come back up to center. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Back up to center. Keep going your own pace. These can be called bird dogs or dead bugs. Let's do one more on each side. You're doing so amazing. This is a full body workout right here, and you're killing it. Bring your legs back down to the ground for just a little break. Then bring your feet all the way up towards the ceiling. We're going to crunch up, touch as high as you can on your legs, then come back down. We're going to crunch up, touch your legs, come back down. Keep going like that. Again, you're exhaling on your way up, inhaling on your way down. Let's take 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Releasing your head back down, taking a little tiny break just to release your neck. You can move your head from side to side, looking right and left. Then extending your arms over your head, you're going to crunch your elbows to your knees and then do a little reverse crunch, bringing your knees like through your elbows. Coming back down to that extension, trying to keep your lower back on the ground while your arms are up. Then coming back up, elbows to knees, reverse crunch, bring your knees up, and coming back out. This is also really good for your shoulder mobility, stretching your arms up every time. That reverse crunch motion also gets into your lower abs and your rectus abdominis. We're going to do 5 more of these. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Releasing back down. Second to last ab exercise, so you totally got it. We're going to do penguins or heel touches. So raising up off the ground, tap one heel and then over to the other heel. Really good for your obliques. Make sure you're really engaging your lower abs, pulling your back towards the ground. Maybe pulling your back is a bad thing to say. Pressing your lower back down towards your mat. Keep breathing here. Again, making sure there's space in between your chin and your chest. We're going to keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing down, giving your neck a little break, relaxing your shoulders down. Our last ab exercise is an ab hold. So we're going to extend our arms and our legs forward, just raising your chest off the ground, holding here, We're not holding for very long. You can raise your legs up if it's a little difficult, but if you want more of a challenge, bring them down. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing down, extending your arms over your head. Amazing job. That was such a hard workout and you really killed it. Bringing your knees into your chest and rocking side to side here, releasing your lower back. Bring your hands onto your knees, taking your knees in little circles. Then going the other way. Bring your arms out to a T. Bring those knees over towards the left, looking over your right arm for a twist. You can press down on your legs with your left hand if that feels good to you. Really releasing your shoulders down to the ground. Coming back up to center, bringing those legs over towards the right, maybe pressing down on your legs if you would like to. Looking over your left arm. Releasing all your muscles here. Coming back up to center, stretching your legs up towards the sky, hold on behind your thighs or your calves or maybe your feet. Releasing your hands down, start to point and flex your feet. Then taking some ankle circles. Then going the other way. Coming into happy baby, grabbing onto the outside edges of your feet. Your knees come towards your shoulders. Your feet are like they're making footprints on the ceiling. Releasing your shoulders and your tailbone down to the ground. And then releasing your feet down to your mat with your feet together and your knees wide. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. And then press your hands into the tops of your thighs, trying to press your lower body away from your upper body, making length in your spine, extending that space in your lower vertebrae that gets compressed when you sit down. And then starting to extend your arms and your legs out on your mat. We're going to do a super quick body scan here. So getting super comfortable, taking up as much space as you would like to. Focusing on a feeling of relaxation. And imagine that feeling of relaxation swirling around your toes, completely relaxing them. Maybe they feel warm or heavy. Starting to relax the balls of your feet, the arches of your feet. Relaxing your heels and your ankles. That relaxation moves up your shins and your calves, washing over your knees, Relaxing your thighs and your hamstrings. Washing over your hips and your glutes here. Relaxing your lower belly and your lower back. Moving up over your stomach, up and around each rib. Relaxing everything underneath your rib cage. Your lungs relaxing. Your heart relaxing. Letting that relaxation melt your shoulders down towards the ground. Completely releasing any tension here. Washing over your biceps and your triceps, your elbows, your forearms. Moving into your hands, relaxing your palms, every finger and your thumb. Coming back to your shoulders, letting that relaxation move up your neck, releasing any stress or tension. Relaxing your jaw, your mouth, your cheeks and your nose. Your eyes relaxing. The little muscles next to your eyes relaxing. Releasing your eyelids and your eyebrows and your forehead. Finally, let that relaxation swirl around your thoughts, knowing that your entire body is completely relaxed here. You don't have to think about or do anything except relax in Shavasana. Starting to deepen your breath here. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Stretching your arms over your head for one final full body stretch. Hugging your knees into your chest and rocking side to side. Rolling over onto your right side. Thanking yourself for doing so much good for your mind and your body today. Pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat with your eyes closed and your hands at heart center. Thank you so much for coming and practicing with me today. The light in my heart honors and cherishes the light inside of each and every one of yours. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming to Yogalates. I had a lot of fun teaching that class, and I hope you liked it. I'm going to stop the recording, and if anyone wants to stay after and talk, I'd love to talk to you.